Grab your coffee, tea, or me and settle in. Susie didn't mean to start a neighborhood feud over cheesecake. She just wanted to enjoy a lazy Saturday morning in her fuzzy socks and her crime podcast, saying something like, "And that's when they found the body in the freezer next to the fish sticks." Then came the doorbell. Sitting there on the welcome mat like a gift from the culinary gods was a pristine white box tied with a glorious red ribbon. A label in elegant script read, "Fresh baked lemon ricotta cheesecake." "No note," Susie muttered, eyeing the box like it might grow legs and run away. "No sender info. No moral compass telling me to stop." She opened the lid and gasped. There it was, gleaming like an artifact from a sacred dessert temple. A perfect cheesecake. She sent a text to her best friend, Casey. There's a cheesecake on my doorstep. No note, no guilt." "Did you check for a name?" Casey texted back. "Checked. Nada," Susie replied. "Is this like the time you mistook someone else's Uber Eats for your order and ate their pad thai?" Casey responded. "Ancient history. This is divine intervention," Susie typed. She cut a generous slice, took one bite, and practically ascended into a higher plane of existence. "Okay," she moaned. "This is better than therapy." That afternoon, while Susie was contemplating a second slice, also plotting how to make cheesecake an acceptable lunch, there was a knock. It was her across the hall neighbor, Mrs. Danvers, dramatic and the sort of woman who dressed like she was permanently in mourning. Her black eyeliner had stronger opinions than most politicians. "Have you seen my dessert delivery box?" Mrs. Danvers asked. Her voice sliced the air like cold scissors. Susie blinked. "Dessert?" "Yes, a cheesecake. My niece from Vermont sends me one every month. Lemon ricotta, hand whipped, crust made from almond biscotti." Her voice took on a reverence of a Food Channel monologue. "It was supposed to arrive today," she said. Susie's heart dropped. Her mouth was still coated in lemony guilt. "Oh, cheesecake, you say?" "Haven't seen it," Susie lied, poorly. Mrs. Danvers gave her a long, soul-piercing stare. "If someone stole it, I'll find them. I know how to use TikTok." Once the door shut, Susie hit Casey with a panicked FaceTime. "I ate her cheesecake. I'm officially a dessert criminal." "You did what?" Casey asked. I thought it was for me. Who randomly gifts cheesecake without labeling it?" Casey groaned. Just tell her the truth and replace it. I can't just replace it. It's lemon ricotta, Vermont biscotti, crusted guilt pie. I checked. Nobody sells that locally. Oh, but it's so delicious. Well, guess you're making cheesecake, Casey chuckled. You do know I once lit a kitchen towel on fire trying to make toast, right? I believe in you, Casey said flatly. Susie went all in. She bought a spring-form pan, had no idea what it did, mascarpone, because it looked fancy, lemons, ricotta, almond biscotti, and forgot eggs. A second trip to the store later, she was back in her kitchen with her laptop open to a foolproof Italian cheesecake recipe. Halfway through, her mixer wheezed. Her cat stepped in the cream cheese, and Susie mistook powdered sugar for flour. Casey arrived just as Susie opened the fridge dramatically. Behold, she said, my redemption cake. Looks solid. How's it taste? Susie took a cautious bite. She said slowly. The texture is fine. The crust is creative, but it tastes like lemon sadness and mild regret. Casey tried a bite. It's not bad, she offered. It's like cheesecake's weird cousin that was homeschooled. Armed with the flawed cheesecake and her fractured dignity, Susie made her way to Mrs. Danvers' door. Listen, she said when the door opened. I have a confession. I took your cheesecake. I thought it was a random act of dessert kindness, but it turns out I'm just a snack pirate. Mrs. Danvers narrowed her eyes. You stole my cheesecake? I did. And I ate it. And I'm sorry. But I made you another one, sort of. It's lemon ricotta-ish, Susie said. There was a tense pause. Then Mrs. Danvers laughed. A dry, eerie cackle, like the opening of an old Hitchcock film. My dear, she said, in 1964, I stole an entire pecan pie from a church potluck. I once faked a sprained ankle just to eat someone's opera cake in Paris. You think you invented dessert theft? Susie blinked. Wait, you're not mad? Oh, I'm furious, Mrs. Danvers said with a glint. But this is amusing. She accepted the cheesecake and took a bite. Tastes like ambition, she said. Way too much lemon, but the biscotti crust is daring. Daring good? Susie asked. Daring like bungee jumping after a buffet, Mrs. Danvers replied. Word spread fast, as it always does in apartment buildings, where walls are thin and gossip travels faster than Wi-Fi. By Monday, Susie was being called the cheesecake thief in elevator small talk. Brian from 4B knocked on her door holding a fork and asked, any leftovers? Not starting a dessert buffet, she replied, shutting the door quickly. Mrs. Danvers gifted her a lavender plant as a gesture of forgiveness because even scary neighbors appreciate awkward honesty. Susie placed it on her windowsill, right next to her untouched beginner's baking kit. Later that week, Casey came over with a store-bought cheesecake. No ricotta, no lies, she said, placing it on the counter. Susie grinned. Perfect. Let's eat it before I accidentally commit another pastry crime. As they dug in, Susie raised her fork to honesty, community, and learning that free dessert is usually a trap. Guilty by Association podcast.